Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
Hello. What is happening, my friends? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day. Whether it is politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz, look, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. My friends, on today's conversation, Sports Network FS1 has some major layoffs and some cancellations. In all honesty, I'm not shocked of the cancellations, but I think for some they're like, okay, do you even still exist as a network? So we will talk about that. Also, popular DIY couple Chip and Joanna Gaines, Chip and Joanna Gaines, faces some backlash. In my opinion, facing backlash for doing what was right. But of course, we live in such a weird society right now where folks are just not willing to accept like future and really progress as a why we are currently seeing some issues in regards to what's going on with Chip and Joanne. And so we'll talk about it here later on the program. In addition to that, we have some other things, of course, some political news that we will discuss here on the program. But as always, I just want to thank you for taking 1 hour of your time for tuning into the Arrington Gavin Show. As you know, we are continuing to grow each and every step. I mean, we're growing in our social media followers. So could you do me a huge favor? Could you do me a solid? For those who are listening, for those who are watching, please go to your phones right now. If you happen to be on, I know you're on social media. People always say, well, I'm not into social media. You got an account. I know you do. Please follow us on Instagram. Follow us on what else are we on? We're on Instagram, Blue Sky, X, as well as our Substack page. We're also on Facebook. You can follow us on Facebook. I truly appreciate that. In addition to those social media platforms, look, visit our website, www.theagshow.com. Again, that is www.theagshow.com. You can catch up on upcoming episodes through there. You can also contact us if you would like for us to, to discuss a certain topic that you're just itching to hear about. So please, you can contact us through our website. Again, that website is www.theagshow.com. Let's see here. Multiple ways you can tune into the program. By the way, for those who are watching us right now, you're probably streaming us on our YouTube channel. If you are, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, share with friends, family, those who are into great conversation. Please refer them to our program. We want to continue to grow our subscribers as well as our views. Our views are growing. We happen to throw in clips from time to time, which is doing very well. And so I think we just had one recently about to hit the 8,000 mark. So, hey, that's good stuff in our book. We want to keep that momentum going. In addition to that, you can also stream us on the GOATverse TV app. That's right, GOATverse TV. It's available. You can download the app on the App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, as well as Amazon Fire TV. It's a growing independent streaming channel that we're so honored to be a part of. So please be sure to do your part and follow that amazing app, GOATverse TV, greatest of all time, GOATverse TV. And then in addition to that, if you prefer to just listen to us via audio, you can do so we're available on all major podcast platforms. We're also available on the radio airwaves as well. Shout out to our listeners in the New Orleans area by way of WBOK 12:30 a.m. Shame on me because I'm actually wearing some merch from WBOK. Almost said the wrong letters. WBOK 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about. You see right there what New Orleans is talking about. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights, Monday through Fridays at 7 p.m. Central Time. Again, that's only on WBOK 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about. Let's see here. Oh no, and also you can in the Metro Atlanta area, you can listen to the Arrington Gavin Show on WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk at 11 p.m. weeknights at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to the Arrington Gavin Show. So multiple ways you can tune into the program, y'all. And again, I want to thank you for your continued support. Hope y'all enjoyed the last conversation we had on. We had the honor of having Miss Donna Charles. She is the current independent candidate running for Virginia state governor, and it was a great conversation. I had the opportunity. We talked after the show for a good solid hour. Maybe could have gone more. Just on a little bit of everything. We had the opportunity of really hit on some points with we had some important points to hit on for her campaign, as well as just the struggles for independent candidates, which is interesting in my opinion. Which is interesting because majority of Americans are independent voters, y'all. We are independent voters. We're independent thinkers. We refer to ourselves as independents. Now, some of those, I will say, everybody's not really a true independent because guess what? When voting season comes, you either lean right or you lean left. It's like almost like you're scared to express your independent. See, here's the thing. We need to realize and remember, y'all, we have the power. Our vote is our power. It might not seem like it to you, but our vote is our power. There is so much if you want to yell out and use your voice, guess what? Use it in your vote. It just there's a lot of head scratcher moments for me when I witness. I'm like, why do folks think that elected officials are unstoppable? Like, why do they think, oh, they have all the power? Yes, they have the power when it comes to certain bills being passed and things in that nature. But when it comes to election season, why do you think they pull out the red carpet? All the money going on in these attack ads or certain events, the ringing up your phone 24/7. Why do you think they do that? They do it because they're begging, oh, we beg you, please get me in office, please get me on. But you have to start backtracking. Y'all have got to have a spreadsheet of, okay, when this person ran, they ran on A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay. When they got it voted in, okay. Again, you backtrack. A, B, C, D, E, F was what you were running on. C, F, that's the only stuff you got done. I'll give you another chance. Let's reelect you. Okay. C, D, and F is still the ones that you did after you ran on A, B, C, D. And stuff is not done. We have a lot of repeats. And in my opinion, you need some new faces. You need new blood in office, in my opinion. And also another thing too, because I'm getting a little sidetracked here, but I'm always so curious of when folks always bring up woke and they talk about this is this business is an anti-woke establishment, this movie is an anti-woke movie, or this movie is a pro-woke movie. Explain to me, y'all, what does woke mean to you? What does woke mean to you? Because I'll be honest, I've always used the term as being informed. For though the opposite of woke is what? Asleep. When people sleep on things that's happening in their world that or in their backyards, that means they're not staying informed of what's happening. Right now, some folks, specifically on the right, will refer to woke as um the oversensitive community, the ones that believe that transgender women can compete in male sports, or excuse me, transgender women can compete in women's sports. Let me rephrase that, and vice versa. Like, I mean, I always get. Then I was matter of fact, I was watching. I'm a fan of Bill Maher, and he has a podcast. And Bill Maher, he, he can, you can like him one day, you can dislike him the other day. I mean, he really gets you thinking. And he had on a actor. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to recall the gentleman's name, but the gentleman's name. The gentleman has said he's very, very woke. He said to me, he's like, liberals now are not woke enough for him. And I'm just like, what is this? Where is this coming from? We're like, I'm always like back and forth with the conversation. And so I think once again, you have folks who started a trend that continues to be repeated in the masses, and then now is being used. Okay, boom, woke this, woke that. Like, if I actually, let me see if I can chat GPT a definition of the term woke. Let me see here real quick before we do our fun fact and head to a commercial. Well, I'm actually going with time. I need to skip over a fun fact, but let's see. Define the political term. All righty. Let's see what they give me here. Okay, so it says here the political term woke originally comes from the African American vernacular English, and meant being awake or aware, especially to social and racial injustices. It it was a call to stay informed and vigilant about issues like racism, inequality, and systematic oppression. Now, originally means stay woke was a phrase used in the black communities as early as the 1940s, and especially in civil rights and Black Lives Matter movements, urging people to be cautious of racial injustice and discrimination, which again, to me, is that's normal. That's, you should be aware. You should be vigilant of what's occurring in your communities, right? So it is a signal. It signaled a deep social and political awareness, especially around marginalized groups. Now, um, in recent years, it says woke has become a politicized and is often used to in two different ways depending on who is using. Now, they say the progressive view still see it as a positive term, refers to being socially conscious, inclusive, and advocating for equality and justice. It applied to supporting LGBTQ rights, racial justice, climate action, and gender equality. Okay, now conservative movement often use let's see, sarcastically critics what some see as performative activism, political correctness, or overreach by social justice movements. Now, don't get me wrong. Here's the thing: folks that go to these, you've seen on social media, these art galleries, and they will dump paint on expensive paintings. That's not woke, but the right will consider that woke. All right. Um, Accuses institutions or people of being woke when the prioritize identity politics or make decisions viewed as excessively progressive or moralizing. It has become a buzzword and culture war symbol. That is very true. You see now folks considering certain institutions woke. Oh gosh, they're woke. Harvard, it's woke. Everything is just so like that's one thing I disagree with Bill Maher. The way he's to me, he fell into the trap uh uh of the right by thinking woke is bad, same with a Rogan. Like again, what in your mind, what is woke? Now don't get me wrong, when you do see like there's certain films, for example, there was a movie called I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry, starred Kevin James and Adam Sandler. Hilarious movie. Check it out. But there are moments where you could say, okay, ooh, this film could not be done in today's society because it will be looked upon as homophobic. Uh 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 Bernie Mac, one of my favorite comedians, number one favorite comedian of all time. Bernie Mac was alive to this day, he would probably get canceled because he was a very vulgar comedian. He said some things that you probably can't say. So I get that, but guess what? That is all about going with the times. Now, me personally, I still enjoy that comedy. I still enjoy. There's certain people like a Tony Hitchcliffe. He's not liked by a lot of folks. He's very unfiltered. He's made some harsh. He can be seen making some harsh jokes, but I enjoy him. I don't agree him with his politics, but I do enjoy him. So I do think there is movements that are oversensitive. I do think there's people that are a little too pro politically correct, political correctness in a sense. But I'm curious. That just came to my mind. Like, what in your mind? What does woke mean to you? What is your definition of woke? This is for all my listeners, liberal, independent listeners, conservative listeners. What is your idea? Give me your definition of woke. I'll truly appreciate that if you could, or you can email me. Give it to me, whatever, or DM me on IG at the Arrington Gavin Show. Let's see here, my friends. Look, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. We have a lot more show for you here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Do not go anywhere. We'll be back after these commercial breaks.
Jazera Learning Institute, LLC, is a hybrid learning center that strives to educate adults and children in all fields. During the day, we offer programs that are focused on developing students from pre-K to 12th grade, which includes tutoring, homeschool co-op, an after-school program, SAT, ACT prep, and many more engaging academic programs. Our adult education programs include workforce trainings, GED prep, life coaching, various seminars, and many more. Our vision is to train and educate in a positive way that will lead to a positive change in the world, one person at a time. For more information, visit us online at JazeranLearningInstitute.com or call us at 757-208-7407.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
Hey, Dad, want to go for a walk?
Well, that'll help me get my steps in for the day. Gotta stay healthy and strong.
Bet you're healthier than me.
I'd like to keep it that way. Doc says I need to walk 10,000 steps a day. How long is that?
Don't know. How about you tell me a story instead of counting steps?
I could tell you about the house my father and uncle built for us.
That's a couple of thousand steps right there.
Staying connected keeps you going strong. Learn ways to stay happy, active, and independent at cdc.gov/stillgoingstrong.
Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show, y'all. Excuse me, I had to clear the throat. Let me clear my throat. All right. So, first up on our headlines here, FS1 does some major cleaning up in their network. They canceled three of their major programs. FS1, which stands for Fox Sports 1, it is the how can I put this? It is the I won't even consider it competition, but it's the it's another version of like a ESPN Sports Center. Obviously ESPN is like number one in everything, but one of their competitors, FS1, Fox Sports 1, is, and it's fairly young. I think it's maybe 10, 12 years old. Since this channel had started up, it initially had started up from previous ESPN personalities. You had at the time Marcellus Wiley, you had Jason Whitlock, you had Colin Cowherd, which is Colin is still a part of the program or still a part of the network. You had Skip Bayless. I mean, the list goes on and on of familiar folks that was on that had moved to FS1. So yeah, recently they canceled 3 shows. It canceled Speak, which Joy Taylor was the lead of that program. In addition to that show, you also had one of their newest programs called The Facility, and then you also had, what was it, Breakfast Ball. Now, let me backtrack here. Joy Taylor was one of the OGs on FS1. She initially started as I want to say as I think she started on Undisputed, if I'm not mistaken, with Skip and Shannon Sharp. She was kind of like the moderator. Then she moved to the Herd with Colin Cowherd. Then she moved to I think Speak Yourself, and then they changed it to just Speak. So she was taking the realms of that. Joy Taylor is a someone to be reckoned with it as far as in the sports journalism field. I compare her to another like Jamel Hill, Carrie Champion. Um, oh man, I'm trying to think of some more. I mean, it's a few other. I have faces, but I'm blanking on the names. Um, but she has grown a huge career in the media space. She is the sister of Hall of Famer, the NFL Hall of Famer Jason Taylor. Um, and she also has her own projects outside of FS1. I think she has a couple of podcasts. She was on on radio. She had a radio program, a weekly program. So she's all right, but she's out. She left. She's leaving. Reports are saying that she is leaving the network after her program had got canceled. It also, in addition to that on that program, you had former NBA star Paul Pierce, former NFL star Keyshawn Johnson, and there no, those are the only 2 that were on there, and they were new to the network as well. Uh the facility was led by Emmanuel Acho. Emmanuel Acho is another famous journalist, former NFL player. I believe he won an Emmy for uh oh man, boy, and he had a New York Times bestselling book, I think, called Awkward Conversations with the Black Man. He turned it into like a YouTube show or podcast that won an award, and he's just a very, very sharp guy. I think he played maybe 5-6 years in the league. But the facility was hosted. He was the lead, but it was all former Eagles players. It was him, I think Chase Daniels. You had LaShawn McCoy. Then you had, was it Greg Jennings, I believe, was also on the program. Or not Greg Jennings. Where is it? Where is it? James Jones. My apologies. James Jones, LaShawn McCoy, Chase Daniel, and yeah, Emmanuel Acho. That show was also canceled. Then you had the Breakfast Ball, featured Craig Carton, a well-known sports talk radio host. Mark Chess Mark Slurith, former Super Bowl champ, and then you had Danny Parkins. Now, Craig Carton, he was brought in to build up the morning drive, and he was, at the time it was just called the Craig Carton Show. Then they renamed it to Breakfast Ball, still kept him as the lead. FS1 has always been a struggling channel that could never compete with ESPN. Now, don't, again, ESPN has been in existence for years, but FS1 is only, like I said, 10 years, 12 years in the game. They could have been something to, something to be of a competitor of ESPN. Um, Undisputed was a sharp show. It's funny. My wife is a First Take fan. I was an Undisputed fan when it was Skip and Shannon. Um, I love the Herd, Colin Cowherd. He's sharp. Uh, FS1 was made up of basically like live radio shows. That's what it was. It was live radio shows. So I enjoyed it. But they were hurting ever since uh Undisputed kind of tapped out. They struggled to exist. They could not lead the show just off of Skip Bayless. So that got canceled. And then they moved Keyshawn and Paul Pierce to other shows, and it was just they had too many lineup shakeups. In Jason Whitlock ended up leaving, going to what is it, the Blaze or something. I mean, he's a right wing just madman in my opinion. And some other words I could think of, but I'm not going to say it here on the show. Marcellus Wiley, he's doing his own thing. I mean, not to the height of where he was, where he was on cable T, but he loves doing what he's doing. Hey, to your own. I understand it's fun doing your own thing independent as well. But going back to FS1, FS1 has always been struggling trying to build up and be a competitor, try and be that go-to sports channel that folks can always say, oh, I gotta check out what's on, such and such and such and such. So they've always struggled with numbers. Now, I recently read that they were interested, FS1 was interested in signing David Portnoy, who's the founder of Barstool Sports. He is a big personality. He could add some pizzazz, but I don't think he could really beef up the full channel. Now, if they have some kind of deal where a lot of the programs that are with Barstool Sports maybe inks up with FS1, and then they can kind of collab on that thing, maybe that could benefit. I mean, it's interesting. I really let's see here. I really am curious to see how. So this right here, I just pulled this up. So as of today is saying that the founder is nearing a deal with Fox. Big noon kickoff. So it says here that Fox Sports is close to a deal with Portnoy, which would feature appearances by him on Big Noon Kickoff. With this deal, his company's content would also be featured on FS1. Okay. The report states that the deal isn't finalized, and Fox Sports spokesperson declined to comment. It says here that these are nothing more than rumors at this time, but all the crying for from Columbus is making me feel like it's Thanksgiving Day weekend again, and Michigan is pounding a hapless Buckeye team into the mud for the billionth straight year. Ohio State has been a regular in Fox Sport premiere slot since its premiere in 2019. The show has been Columbus 12 times in 6 seasons, and it will make its 13th appearance coming up. So again, we will see. We will see if that might, be a gamble for them, because Dave Portnoy, he ain't gonna do it for cheap. Let's just be honest. He ain't gonna do that mess for cheap. But we will see. We will see. Let's go ahead and digress from this. We're gonna stay in sports here, and we're gonna move it on to another story. So earlier today, I didn't have a fun fact for you guys. I couldn't get my words out. I did not have a fun fact for you guys, but I think this could be a good way to start this next segment. So, okay, did you all know that around 80, I believe it's 80%, 87% of NBA marriages fail within 5 years. Okay. 9 in 10 NBA marriages fail in the first 5 years. The question is, I mean, are you guys shocked about that or not? The reason why I thought this was a good segue to lean to this next story. So LiAngelo Ball, one of the famous Ball brothers, now he never really had a career in the NBA. He had a decent career overseas. He since has then grown as a to be a successful rapper. He had a recent a song called Tweaker, and that had really grew a new popularity for him. And I was happy because it's like, okay, you got your younger brother is a star in the NBA. You got your older brother that's still in the league holding his own, and you could not succeed making it to that level. But the reason why I'm bringing this up, a story about him up, is really not for the good. It says here, reported by Gossip.com, LiAngelo Ball files for divorce from his girlfriend, or at the time, Rashida Nicole, after 3 months. His estranged wife alleged, and by the way, she's pregnant too. By the way, 3 months after she announced she was pregnant, estranged wife alleged Miss Nikki Baby's been harassing her. So this guy's not even like near 30 yet. He had a quick relationship with Miss Nikki Baby. Her actual name is Nikki Murders, who's a reality star from Love and Hip Hop. Huge age gap too, might I ask. She had a baby with LiAngelo Ball, then boom, has a baby with another lady. 2 baby mamas. Bro, you're not even 30. Like, you gotta grow up, dude. You gotta grow up. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Like at first I was rooting for you. I felt bad, but you were a piece of work when you were younger. Because remember, LiAngelo Ball was the one that I think stole like a pair of shades when he was in China. Like, dude, you were already in the public eye. You were already a celebrity. You already had your hands on some wealth. Why did you think it was okay to steal in a country that you're not even from? Not thinking. So now when I see this happening right here, obviously he's not thinking. Not thinking at all. I mean, it's the do I think a lesson will be learned from this? Absolutely not. But I guess that's very on brand for him. That's the brand that he wants to do. He wants to live this, quote unquote, this hard hip hop life. So he wants to not help the narrative. It might not help the genre, because see, people already are judging a book by its cover when they think of a hip hop artist. Now you are definitely not helping that case. Not at all. Matter of fact, how old is this guy? I know he's not 30. He might just be 27. I'm taking a guess. Ooh, close. 26 years old. 26 years old, and you already have 2 baby mamas. 2 baby mamas. Let me see here. Yeah, so in April 2023, he and the reality star Nikki Burris announced they were expecting a child. Their child was born in 2023. Let's see. Then the following year. Okay, hold up. They have 2 kids. I'm sorry, they have 2 kids. And then in 2025, okay, now he's so wow. So yes, yeah. So that doesn't make it better. I'm gonna take a breather now because I'm not gonna continue to waste my time on this stupidity that's occurring right here. I'm not because we have more important things to discuss here on the program, y'all. So look, do not go anywhere. We have a lot more show for you here on the Arrington Gavin Show. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
Every man has a story to tell. Your ambitions, your achievements, your legacy. Your suit should reflect that story, crafted precisely designed for impact and tailored exclusively for you. We work with only the finest fabrics, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends from world-renowned mills in Italy, the UK, and India. These fabrics are the foundation of custom suits that exude elegance and stand the test of time. But a suit isn't just about fabric, it's about fit, and it's about confidence, and it all starts with you. When you work with me, you'll receive a personalized consultation, whether in person or over Zoom. Together, we'll explore your vision and discuss your needs, and we're gonna bring your ideas to life. My journey as a designer includes apprenticing under New York-based designer Clavon Leonard, showcasing collections at New York Fashion Week, Algeria Fashion Week, and the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. That experience is what we bring to every suit we create, from weddings to corporate events and everything in between. We specialize in crafting one-of-a-kind suits for life's most significant moments. Dapper Luke has been recognized as one of Baltimore's best menswear in 2023, and I was honored to be one of the 10 designers selected for the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. With over 900 satisfied clients, we proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore, bringing world-class designs to these incredible communities. We don't just make suits, we craft confidence. Your suit will fit your body, your style, and it will tell your story. Book your free online personal consultation today. Visit www.dapperluke.com.
All righty, my friends. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin show. Look, next up on our slew of headlines here, as I mentioned earlier in the program, Chip and Joanna Gaines. I think they were the couple from the hit show Fixer Upper. I enjoyed their program. I know my wife and I, we love a good DIY DIY show, HGTV show. They were awesome, and they had since then, grown a huge empire. Coming out of Waco, Texas. I think they now, they own a hotel. They have their own network called the Magnolia Network. So recently they've been receiving some heat. And it's to me, it's silly, but I'll explain it. So reported by NBC News, Chip Gaines defends decision to include a gay couple on Back to Frontier show. Conservative Christians, including Franklin Graham, the son of Billy Graham, criticized the inclusion of same-sex couple Jason Hanna and Joe Riggs and their twin sons. Now, in my opinion, you just want to say, how about y'all just hop off? Like, why is it so irritating to you to just, I don't know. And it's funny because it's the same conservative movement that complain about woke this and woke that. But guess what? You are whining over something that you have the capabilities of, guess what, not even watching. Okay, you have such an issue with it, but hey, how'd you even know about it? You must have watched the show. So now you want to protest over the fact that in society, guess what, we have same-sex couples, we have same-sex couples that are parents. Why are you trying to exclude that and say, oh my gosh, this couple, Chip and Joanne, they say that they're Christians, but yet they're allowing this to happen on their network. I'm ashamed, this and that and the other. And you just want to say, blank off. You know what I mean? Like, I can't say it, but damn, like what is the issue here, y'all? Let me read you a little more in context. So Chip Gaines recently defends the inclusion same-sex couple in their recent show called Back to Frontier, a new show featuring him and his wife Joanna about families who gives up technology and trying to live as homesteaders did in the 1800s. Look, an awesome concept, by the way. And it shows, I think I saw a preview recently, it was like 4 or 5 couples, 4 or 5 families. But out of all the, at least the 4 out of the 5 couples, 4 of them were straight couples. One was a same-sex couple, 2 men, and they had 2 twin boys. What's the big deal? All right, let me explain here. So the show features a married couple, Jason Hanna and Joe Riggs, and their 10-year-old twin sons, sparking backlash from prominent religious conservatives online. As I mentioned, Billy Graham's son, Franklin Graham, who, in my opinion, has truly I won't say disgrace. Well, I don't know, because see, Billy Graham was an individual who, yes, he was a prominent televangelist or even evangelical pastor, but you know what? He respected all people and all public figures. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if he had a great relationship with Louis Farrakhan. You know, Franklin Graham was that person where everybody respected. Now, his son, and I've been to one of his son's events when I was a kid. He came to Virginia, I think North Virginia, for some event, and it's just, I go back, y'all, to when you see these evangelists praising Donald Trump for this, praising, please spare me your beliefs, because I also am a man of faith and I consider myself a Christian. What Donald Trump does to me is nowhere near what the Bible speaks about. Yet you have all these evangelical leaders that say, "Oh, he's doing God's work." No, what he's doing is he's fattening your pockets. He's doing what you, once again, like this story right here. You want to be a part of the narrative to say, let's go back, back. Let's not move forward. Let's go back. Franklin Graham shared on social media. He said, very disappointing. While we are to love people, we should love them enough to tell them the truth of God's work. Excuse me, God's word. Now, for one, I don't know if this same-sex couple is Christians, or members of the Jewish community or Catholic. We don't know. That's another thing too. Please stop badgering your faith onto other folks. That's one thing that I get very irritated with. His word is absolute truth. God loves us, and his design for marriage is between one man and one woman. Promoting something that God defines as sin is in itself sin. Now, another thing too, I know ministers that they're the parents of a child that is a member of the LGBTQ. I Come on now. How many folks have we seen in churches that are the church opens doors for all people. All people. First person I could think of is someone like Robin Roberts from Good Morning America. We know her struggle, her battles with cancer. She has always praised and promoted her faith and how she was raised in church and this and that. So again, I'm not gonna be a Bible thumper to you, and I'm not gonna go into context, because I know there's folks that will say, well, look, but the word says this. At the end of the day, y'all, we do have an accepting God that we follow, right? A God that says, love all people, respect those the way you want to be, or treat those the way you want to be treated. So when I hear their story of like Chip and Joanne are facing backlash, trust and believe, I guarantee you that Chip and Joanna can care less of what the right says about their show, because you know what, the majority of how society works, they're doing the absolute right thing. I mean, how many times have you seen folks complain, oh my gosh, have you seen the Cheerio commercial? It shows that mixed couple, oh, so woke. Do you see that? It shows that with having mixed kids, oh, that's so woke, I can't stand. Like, what in the world? Just go ahead and say that, I don't know, like you might be a little on the racist side. Just say that without saying it. Because then when you call somebody out like that, they're gonna be so like, oh, how dare you call me that? Oh, that is so insulting. How dare you call? Oh, come on. They don't wanna admit to their truth. They don't want to be called out. Everybody that has an issue with this, you need to look in the mirror. If you have an issue with this show having a same-sex couple and their family on, shame on you. That's all I'm gonna say is shame on you. And I wanna clap it up for Chip and Joanna Gaines, because what they're doing is wonderful. They are allowing folks from all backgrounds to say, "Hey, look, yeah, we are our channel promotes family." And it does. It promotes family. Yeah, they might talk about their faith from time to time, but they don't make that the top tier thing. They say, "No, our channel is accepting for all people and we promote family." And that's what they're doing. So, again, Chip, Joanna, y'all keep making your money. I will continue to support. I will continue to tune into your programs. I'm loving every minute of it. Loving every minute. The show is called Back to the Frontier. I'll tell you one thing. You could not pay me to get on that show because I am a technology addict. I'm always on my cell phone. I'm always on my iPad, my laptop. My wife and I were the same people. We would literally be in bed. We won't even have the TV on. We'll probably be on our iPad. Matter of fact, the more I think about it, my wife is probably playing a game right now, or or on her phone doing something, or computer. We love our devices. That's us. We love our tech device and stuff. So I couldn't imagine going out in the middle of nowhere, no no resources, no TV, no iPad, no this. I couldn't do it. No, I couldn't do it. No colognes, no none of my watches. Like, oh my, I couldn't. Just thinking about it, give me the heebie-jeebies. Let me let me go ahead and digress from this, y'all. Let's move on to some more some political news here. So recently, former President Barack Obama, had shared his gave some advice to the current Democratic Party and all just Democrats. Let me see if I can find that quote here. Do I have it? I thought I did. Maybe. Here we go. So Barack Obama says, I think it's going to require a little bit less uh navel gazing and a little less whining and being in fetal positions. And it's going to require Democrats to just toughen up. I'm not going to lie. I agree with the president. The one thing that irritates me with the Democratic Party, y'all don't have a damn backbone, y'all. Y'all do not have a backbone. I mean, it just, I kind of go back to the conversation that I had with Donna Charles, who is again, I remind you all, she is a independent running for governor of the state of Virginia. We shared similar views on why we will never be considered or call ourselves Democrats. I can never call myself a Democrat, nor can I ever call myself a Republican. Keep me centered. But former President Barack Obama, who's very well liked, very well respected among so many folks, he was the Democratic Party's last big star. You have some folks that are trying to rise up to the occasion, but people within their own party does not give them that proper support. We see it with Zohran Mamdani, Jasmine Crockett, just in the, those are really the only two, maybe an AOC. But Barack is like, hey, look, y'all just gotta toughen up. Now, check this out. So, CNN contributor recently ripped at Obama, disliking the words that he had said. So let me go ahead and see if I can. Let me see if I can find that clip here. Here we go. Let me see if I can play that for you guys.
Having read that speech that he gave, he was pretty scoldy. He is very scoldy these days. And he talked a lot about how people are not stepping up and doing their part and how people have been folding and not really standing up tall. And I just don't think that goes down very well anymore. We saw that in the run-up to the election, where he was sort of telling Black men that they needed in solidarity to vote for a Black woman. And I think that kind of scoldy Obama really doesn't play to the Democratic base anymore.
Don't throw that in the trash.
Is someone there?
So let me go back here. So she says he's being a bit scoldy. No, what it sounds like, ma'am, is that y'all can't take harsh criticism. First of all, y'all losing. You're not doing any good right now. You're not. There's no signs of, ooh, you guys are gaining huge momentum. Y'all, it looks like y'all can win a lot of elections. Y'all can win a lot of your voters back. You are on the cusp right now of losing your party in a sense. And you're saying, oh, he's a bit scolded. He's been a bit scolded. No, what he's trying to tell y'all is, look, this is the crap that y'all need to do to win. But you're not listening. You're not listening. I saw on the View. I think Whoopi Goldberg also did not like the comments that Barack Obama has said. Why isn't that whenever somebody tries to kick y'all in the rear end to gain some momentum, y'all always have an issue about that? It's like a little child. If you tell them to do something that's for their own good, yet the child must know everything because he always going reject it and have an issue with it. Or when folks ask, hey, look, can you give me a review on my business or this or how I done, and they receive the response that they weren't expecting, then they have an issue and be like, what do they know about it? They don't know anything about it. No. The more you know, the more you grow. There's information that right there was simple information given by a coach, given by somebody that was at the top, and he's doing all he can. Obama cannot be the face anymore or the lead endorser that will help win you guys elections. Look, it happened. They thought that because he endorsed Kamala, it was easy. We got the Obamas, good. We're gonna keep them in the arsenal. At last minute, boom. Look, honestly, because Obama endorsed Biden, I don't think that was a big, huge big, huge deal. And say, okay, look, this is why Joe Biden won. Joe Biden won because he was the almighty replacement for a crazy president who's back in office right now. I'm not going to read a little too much more because I do want to push for on this last story, but y'all, the Dems has got to get over themselves. They have to. They have to. Because what I'm seeing here is y'all not getting your ish together. You're not getting along. You're not standing by the contenders that happen to be very popular, that are doing great in polls, and you're hesitant on voting for them because they're I think they're socialists, or first of all, if I was a strategist, I'm like, follow whoever's winning, whoever is a popular face, whoever is more relatable to the majority, lean towards that person, stand behind that person, support, help build them up. But no. So again, typical Democrats not liking what they want to hear, and yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting to me because you're not gonna see that in the right. I guarantee you're not gonna see that in the right. There's so much stuff I want to talk about on the right, and I'm not gonna have enough time, but I at least want to share this last story, which was so hilarious in my opinion. So you got folks at Fox News that are just, Fox is continue to get more and more cuckoo. Really, conservative media is continue to get more cuckoo. I don't know if y'all been watching, but recently, Fox News host Greg Gutfeld, who is the co-host of the hit show The Five, he also hosts his own late night show called I think Gutfeld, like a kind of like somewhat of a comedy show. Funny thing is, he's not funny. Not at all. See, the demographic for Fox News is like 70s and up. So you get the old conservative, Caucasian crowd, all right, white demographic, and it's very bland, it's very mayonnaise, very vanilla. All right. So his jokes are not funny at all. Let me look at my time. I got about 4 minutes left. Let me go ahead and play you this sound bite that was shared on Fox News. You're not going to believe what he said.
Not see that. I'm beginning to think they don't like us. You know what? I've said this before. We need to learn from the blacks. The way they were able to remove the power from the N-word by using it. So from now on, it's what up, my Nazi? Hey, what up, my Nazi? Oh my hey, what's hanging, my Nazi?
Nazi, please.
Thank God you did a hard eye, Nazis. Nazi this.
Wow. Did you, I'm not going to repeat it, but that right there is, again, first of all, he says we need to take some lessons from the blacks. The blacks. Yeah. As I read this more in context, y'all, this is from the Independent. Again, Greg Gunfeld declared that conservatives need to learn from the blacks and remove the power from the N-word by referring themselves as, and you heard it right there, I'm not going to repeat it, prompting critics to call the host beneath contempt for his normalization of that term. And so during the segment, Gunfeld and his fellow co-hosts discussed the recent immigration raid at a California cannabis farm that featured protesters confronting immigration and customs enforcement agents, griping about Democrats' violent anti-ISIS rhetoric, which has become a significant talking point on the right-wing network. Now, the frenzy raid, which saw authorities nab roughly 300 farm workers, resulted in the death of a 57-year-old I'm sorry to pronounce that name, described as a hard-working, innocent farmer and the sole provider for his family. Now mocking a California professor who was arrested for allegedly throwing a tear gas canister back at ISIS agents during the protest. Co-host Lisa Montgomery, better known as Kennedy, called the demonstrators to be sent to Alligator Alcatraz, the migrant detention camp located in the Florida swamps. Once again, y'all, absolutely no empathy. See, these folks at Fox, these right-wing networks, they have no heart. They have no soul. They have no empathy towards folks. They are just continuing to try and build ratings, and it's looking extreme. It continues to get more and more and more pitiful, in my opinion. There is no true journalism. There is all. I mean, I'm not a journalist, but what I'm saying is they continue to build that division, that stuff that does not represent the United States at all. So for me, I think that Greg Gunfeld is going to get chewed at by supervisors at Fox. What he said, no, they're probably going to give him a promotion. I mean, they literally see Fox loves that stuff. You have Greg on TV twice in 5 days. He has 2 shows. Jesse Waters, same exact mindset, same exact kind of guy. 2 shows. He has 2 shows 5 nights a week. Just Janine was just Janine Shapiro or Janine Pirro. She was a co-host on it. Guess what? She's now working the White House. That's all I gotta say. Is because it's just it gets you your head scratched. It gets you thinking like, wow, what would Jesus do? What would Jesus do? Think about that. Especially for all you strong conservatives out there, that is, you know the Lord so so close, like y'all right there, neck and neck with him. What would Jesus do in a case like this? Think about that, my friends. Look, as always, thank you so much for staying with us here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Be sure to tune into our program weeknights. Again, available on all digital streaming platforms as well as radio airwaves. So peace and blessings, y'all. Y'all take care, stay blessed, and stay informed. I'll talk to y'all another time. Talk to y'all soon. Not really another time. You know what time I'm talk to you. Peace. I'm out.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.